evening, my friends, my family, and even my enemies. Thank you for joining me once again. This is the Eli King Show. I am your host, Eli King, and this is alternative news media. We are the real media because we tell you stories like this. First of all, today we will be covering Building Number 7 is the smoking gun of 9/11. Yes, indeed. If you do not know about Building Number 7, that is the third building that fell on 9/11. 2 planes, 3 buildings. You do the math. So today actually I'm going to be showing you 23 angles of that building falling while I commentate over the show and take some phone calls at the same time. So with that, we'll get started shortly on that video, and we'll do the show like we always do, because this is real media, people. Everyone knows 9/11 was an inside job. Let's look at these buildings fall in such a this building fall in ridiculous way. See, here we see small fires. And even, I believe it was the BBC announced that the building collapsed, I think about 30 minutes before the building collapsed. And here the guys are coming back. They're saying, get back, get back. This building's coming down, and there's an actual countdown out there that were given to the cops. Yeah. Here you get the devastation and the destruction of 9/11. If you believe 19 hijackers with box cutters were able to hijack 4 planes and fly them into our buildings, including the Pentagon. I got a moon on the bridge I want to sell you. You can give me a call at 212-245-7273. And here we have a caller already. Alrighty then. Caller, would you like to buy that moon on the bridge?
Sorry, I want to say something.
Yeah, you're live, sir. You're on the air. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, I was thinking about changing the curtains in my living room, but I wasn't really sure about which color to go for.
Oh, that is wonderful, is my wonderful jokester. It won't be funny when Chinese troops are invading. It won't be funny when Al-Qaeda and ISIS attacks and they take away your liberties and your rights. I appreciate the call. As you see here, you can see the devastation. I believe that was Noam Chomsky, whatever that guy's name is. Yes, he's worried about his interior decorating instead of the truth of 9/11. And yeah, maybe that's him again on the phone. We have another call. Caller, you are live.
I did find right.
Oh, I appreciate the call. All right, that was definitely him again. Sir, do you see Building Number 7? That's the question you should be answering. What's going on with Building Number 7? Why does it collapse at free fall speed in 6.6 seconds in its own footprint? And a plane didn't even hit the damn building. Now, buildings, World Trade Centers 3, 4, 5, and 6 did not collapse. They were damaged and burned, but they did not collapse. And Building Number 7 was further away from these other buildings. Okay? So, I don't know. Let's take another phone call. Hopefully this is a serious caller. Caller, are you calling on Building Number 7?
Eli, this is Luigi.
Luigi, brother, this is a very serious caller. All right. What's going on?
I'm talking about Building 7.
Talk about it, sir.
You know the word pull, right, Eli?
That's right. Larry Silverstein said pull it.
So then if you watch the video closely, you see that thing start blowing up floor to floor. Boom, 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 boom.
That's right.
Down.
You got the firefighter in that video on the CBS special. He said it seems like there were bombs in the building and the floors were just popping out like boom, 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 boom.
Well, what the heck does told mean then? Why were they saying there? It's the explanation right there. It's simple.
There you go. The firefighters were the witnesses. They were there, but they were some of them afraid to speak out because they're afraid they're going to lose their pensions. And worst of all, a lot of our brothers and sisters are dying because Christy Todd Whitman, the EPA president at the time, former governor of New Jersey, said that the air was safe. So now my friend Pete, I don't know if he wants me to say his name, it seems like the guy's dying.
Well, yes, I believe the towers had to have some kind of explosives in them also.
Oh, absolutely they did. But, you know, I like to give the mainstream sheeple the benefit of the doubt. I give them towers 1 and 2, and I roll with building number 7 because it's obvious building number 7 was taken down.
Oh, yeah, for sure. But the fires on the 2 towers weren't even consuming the whole floor from end to end of the building.
Yeah.
It wasn't even a fierce fire compared to other towers. You seen the one that was in Philly, I believe, or Jersey, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm just saying I agree with you all the way, you know, that we kind of made the conspiracy an embarrassment to the country.
Yeah. Where were you on 9/11, Luigi?
I was at work, and we heard about it on Howard Stern.
Oh, okay. Wow.
And I actually went over to a house. I was working in a vacant house, and I went back to a house that was just a total stranger's house. Why?
And didn't you feel angry, Luigi? Like you wanted to sign up for the Marines or the Army and go out there and take revenge on whoever these sons of bitches were who took down our buildings and attacked our country?
Oh, yeah, stupid me is giving money to the firefighters on the street. What a dummy.
Yeah, well, hopefully they were real firefighters.
Yeah, who knows? I thought real bad, Eli, until I figured it out.
Yeah. It's crazy.
The death is almost like a freaking sacrifice.
Yes, yes. They sacrificed about 3,000 of our American citizens. It is a shame, it is a travesty, and I am disgusted. This is why I do this show, to expose what the New World Order has done to us and are planning to do.
One more thing here, that control center with glass in Building 7 that was had its own air and its own everything. Tell me more about that, and I'll listen, all right?
You got it, brother. I appreciate the call. All right, what Luigi is basically talking about was the command center, the emergency FEMA command center that they had inside building number 7, just in case any attacks like this ever happened. But luckily enough, that command center was cleared out, and Barry Jennings was actually stuck in the office, and he heard explosions from the basement. He heard, he saw the walls blow out, and they murdered him because he was a high valuable witness. And FEMA also admits that they were there on September 10th, the night before 9/11. All right, we got some more phone calls here. Let's see what the next caller would like to talk about. Caller, you are live and you are on the air. State your name and when you're calling from.
Oh, hello. Yep. How you doing?
Steve from Midtown. What's going on? What's going on, brother? What's on your mind?
Like yesterday, I was watching the TV, watching everything unfold and all that, and as years coming along, people are like exposed pontificate something and how it got started. And now, as you can hear in mainstream media, it's like stuff don't always add up. You know, that's why I encourage people to get your news from other alternative outlets like Alex Jones and Forward.com to get the real truth. You know, because mainstream media, they're not going to tell you everything. Because what they do is like they put out what they want to put out. See, it's all about scare tactics. You see, the word terror means spreading fear to people. That's something that people really need to realize.
Absolutely.
That's what the word terror means, you know?
Putting
It's
so
all about
much putting so much fear in the
Exactly.
people that they are willing to give up their liberties, their rights, and even their
Exactly, just to be safe.
constitution.
You know, but and so far we haven't had another attack yet. So that tells you right there that it was an inside job. It was just like the new Pearl Harbor right there.
Absolutely. What a disgusting
And to switch the
travesty.
topic for a second about ISIS, like the new growth threat, which is new U.S. CIA right there, or whatever they call. But did you notice that the CIA secretly wanted to stop them, but Obama like exposed it? What the CIA was going to do and all that. So I think they were angry at Obama and all that.
Well, that whole thing is a mess. Who knows who's working for who?
Because
Those
the CIA works outside the government.
those guys are really Al Qaeda. They just give them a different name.
CIAeda, you mean, right?
We fund them, yes,
Of course
absolutely.
we do, yeah,
You got
you know,
criminal
out of our
elements
tax
of
dollars.
you got criminal elements of the CIA
Of course.
who fund these evil bastards who are killing Christians and innocent children. But we're gonna bomb Assad. Don't worry about it.
Oh, okay. See, this is all like how they want to orchestrate it and everything.
Oh
See,
yeah.
basically, their main goal is start one world government. You know?
Yes, the North American Union, NAFTA,
Yeah. That's
GATT.
why our borders are open. Why do you think they're open for? To let intruders in.
Exactly.
You
So
know, that was
this
the
is
whole
why.
plan right there.
This is why I wouldn't be surprised if we are attacked and
Of
it
course,
is a false
exactly.
flag.
So other people might be surprised.
Yeah.
You know,
But
if they're still asleep on it.
the
Which I encourage
sheeple,
them to wake up.
the sheeple.
The sheeple, yeah, exactly.
Alright, we got other callers trying to call in. Callers, if you're put on hold, just hold on. I will get to you. Don't worry, I see you. But yeah, Steve, I see what you're talking about. I hear what you're talking about. And where were you on 9/11, Steve?
Well, I was home that day. I was definitely home, you know. I didn't start my program until like a day after and everything. Because when I saw it on TV, I thought this was like an accident. Then I saw another plane crashing into the building and all that. And you know what? This ain't no accident. This is an act of terror. See, they're finishing off for what they started back in '93.
Absolutely. And then it comes out in 93. You know who built the bomb, Steve?
Oh,
The FBI.
you mean the FBI?
The FBI. That's right. Listen,
Exactly.
Steve. Yep. I appreciate the call, Steve. We got another caller. Let's see what this caller has on his mind. Caller, you are on the air.
I think my wife is cheating on me.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that.
hang up.
Marriage,
Please
I
hang up.
appreciate the call. Marriage has many problems throughout the years. There were good years, there were bad years. Hopefully, I hope everything works out for you, but there are more important things to talk about today, especially on my show, The Real Media, and hopefully this next caller has something real to talk about. Caller, do you have something real to talk about?
My wife's leaving me. I'm so sad.
Appreciate the call. I'm sorry that your wife is leaving you. What a shame. Anyway, let's go into one of my articles here. FBI whistleblower, Pentagon, CIA, NATO, and MI6 were masterminds behind 9/11. This is by Sybil Evans. She worked for the government. And we have another caller. Caller, caller, you're on the air.
I'm just lonely all the time.
Oh, you're so lonely. I appreciate the call. You're gonna get hung up on every time you call. I'm sorry. Nobody wants to hear about your wife. I want to hear about the truthers out there. I want to hear the truthers. Even the sheeple who debate that building number 7 happened. You know what I mean? Yeah, I may have to start screening the calls. Put him on. Let's see who he is. Caller, you're on the air.
All I have left is...
I appreciate the call. All right. Look at the TV, sir. Look at building number 7. Look at all these different angles, and you tell me if it's not a controlled demolition. like I was saying in my article here by the Washington blog, Sybil Edmonds has just released her fantastic spy thriller, The Lone Gladio, available on Amazon. Yes, and basically in the real world, Edmonds is a former FBI translator who translated terror-related communications for the FBI right after 9/11. And also the ACLU described Edmonds as the most gagged person in the history of the United States of America. Famed Pentagon Papers whistleblower Daniel Ellsberg says that Edmonds possesses information far more explosive than the Pentagon Papers. He also says that the White House has ordered the press not to cover Sybil Edmonds. Yes, we can go back to my shot now, if you want. Yeah, just roll into me. And we'll get that next video ready with the actual sound of an explosion coming from building number 7. But yes, the ACLU describes Edmonds as the most gagged person in the history of the United States, because she's basically saying the CIA, NATO, MI6 were the masterminds behind 9/11. Here we were going to read background, Operation Gladio. The former Italian Prime Minister and Italian judge and the former head of Italian counterintelligence admit that NATO, with the help of the Pentagon and CIA, carried out terror bombings in Italy and other European countries in the 1950s and blamed the communists. So this has happened before, my friends. You must look at history, learn history, because history tends to repeat itself. And those who don't know it are doomed to repeat it. Yes, what else from Sybil Edmonds here? Basically, yeah, she was a translator who's exposing that the highest levels of the government in NATO and the CIA, the criminal element, were involved in taking down our 3 buildings. And we have another caller. Let's see what the caller has to say. Caller! Come on! Come on! Be serious.
Jimmy, and I'm the Onion King of Albuquerque. You like onions?
I appreciate the call, my friend. Luigi. That's not Luigi. Luigi's a good guy. But he wants to sound like Luigi, like he's from Italian. Hey, all right, enough of the jokes here. This is serious. This is serious. You know, we were attacked by criminal elements, by global forces, by the banksters. The banksters have taken control of our country. The globalist forces have taken control of our country. They have left our borders wide open, so that Mexicans can now go into Mexico and get driver's licenses. And in California, if you have a driver's license, you can vote. So they're trying to turn the red states blue. So this way they can take away our rights, take away our guns, and probably throw us in re-education camps. And then we have a caller. Let's see what the caller has to say. Caller, you're on the air. Appreciate the call. We know who you are, jokester. We know who you are. All right, next report. U.S. Army report urges preparations for troops to occupy New York City and other megacities. Yes, a U.S. Army report warns that American troops need to be prepared to enter New York City and other global megacities in order to prevent civil unrest. Well, there are already troops here in New York City that walk the street. You can get footage of that, believe me. Just go to Times Square, go down to the World Trade Center. You'll either see real troops or you will see NYPD's ESU is what they call them, Emergency Services Unit, dressed up as military, and it's becoming a regular thing in this city. People are becoming compartmentalized towards this kind of stuff and dehumanized. The other day, my friend brought up the topic that they are feeding us dead children in McDonald's. And I laughed. And he said, "Why are you laughing?" And I said, "Because I've heard it before, and it sounds silly." He goes, "You know, I'm becoming so dehumanized that I laugh at serious situations where evil forces are probably feeding us dead children in the McDonald's food. That's why I don't eat McDonald's anymore. I have a thing for Burger King, but they probably have dead whatever in it as well." But Burger King is actually moving to Canada, and if you notice, there are less and less Burger Kings around, especially here in New York City, and that is because of Obamacare, I believe. You see, McDonald's does not have to get Obamacare. Obama gave them a special waiver. He waved his Obama wand and said, "You don't have to get your employees Obamacare. You are my friend. You, Walmart, GE, and all the other 2,000 corporations that put money in my pocket. But Burger King, you have to get Obamacare for your employees." That's why Burger Kings are closing down all around, and their headquarters just moved to Canada. You know, they're trying to kill the mom and pop businesses, and it is a shame. We need to repeal the Obamacare Act, the Health Care Act, the Affordable Health Care Act, whatever the hell you want to call it. My health care just went up again, my friends. Now I have Blue Cross Blue Shield, but my premiums went up again. So yet again, I get a raise, but because my health care premiums go up, I don't get a raise. Thank you, Obamacare. All right, let's go to the caller. I'm pretty sure it's the guy who lost his wife again. Caller, you're on the air.
How you doing?
How you doing? How's your wife doing?
My wife? What are you talking about my wife for?
Because I'm concerned about her. I'm concerned about your wife.
How dare you?
I'm concerned about your wife. You know, she was at my house the other night. I had to take care of her. I had to pay for her cab fare, send her back home to you. And, you know, I'm just concerned, sir. Why can't I be concerned? You know, how's my kids, by the way? You know, I hope you're taking care of them. You scumbag. All right, we got jokesters. I can joke, too. Put the jokester on the air again. Is this you, scumbag?
No.
Yeah, it is. It is. Go ahead, scumbag. What do you got to say?
Right. I wanted to talk about yogurt. It's disgusting.
You want to talk about yogurt?
Yeah.
Yogurt is actually quite healthy for you. It is a healthy bacteria, you scumbag. Hang up on the fool. Only if it's organic. Only eat organic and farmers markets. Support your local businesses. Support your local farmers markets, because they're going to try to take them away as well. All right, next report. Firefighters ordered to remove American flag stickers days before 9/11. Yes, this Chicago firehouse, this tyrannical chief says you cannot have American flags on your lockers. So, of course, the firefighters stood up. Firefighter Dan McDonald told NBC it's ridiculous. Actually, one of the firefighters is an African American, father and son of the Maywood Fire Department. It's a shame. But anyway, they got to put their flags back up on their lockers, and the chief should be fired. He's a scumbag. All right, we got a call. Let's take the caller really quick. Caller, you're on the air.
I'm calling from Big Town.
All right, really quick. Go ahead.
I just wanted to disagree with that other caller about the yogurt. I think it's quite delicious if you have
Yes, I do too. I appreciate the call. All right, let's get to this last video because we are really running out of time. You're going to hear the explosion coming from World Trade number 7. Let's go to it.
Listen, the 4-1 should have taken a couple of companies that
That's one explosion.
That were stuck in the tunnel. So that, they might be busy doing that. Check that out, all right?
Yeah, here's one of the guys who can tell you I'm okay, all right? Here, hold on. You want to call your mother or something?
You gotta get back to me. You know that. You gotta get back.
All right. Don't worry about me. You need to make calls right now.
Alright, there you go. There you go. You heard the explosion. It is obvious that there were explosions going on at World Trade Center number 7. And the buildings were taken down. It is a great shame. I almost signed up for the Marines. I almost sacrificed my life to defend my country who deceived me. But now I have come and started my own show to wake up the sheeple that 9/11 was an inside job. It was a false flag operation perpetrated by criminal elements in this government. There is no way a plane can hit a Pentagon at the way it did, the angle, the speed. No pilot can do those type of maneuvers. It is ridiculous. Let's get to the yogurt caller. The yogurt guy is calling again, I'm sure. Hey, you're on the air.
My name is Dominic Montefiore.
Oh, get out of here, Dominic. Come on. You and your damn yogurt. All right, last article. Dominic must love my show. I appreciate you watching, Dominic, because at least you're getting the message. 9/11 was an inside job. It was a false flag attack. It was our own government attacking ourselves to take away our liberties and start a war to get into the drug business in Afghanistan. And we're about to go to war in World War III. All right, the report. Next article here. Report. China moves 12,000 troops to Russian border. Oh boy. Alright, hit the bumper music, track 1. We're out of time here. We got 1 minute left. FSB officials, something smells bad. According to Russian media report, at least 12,000 heavily armed Chinese troops have moved to the border with Russia as tensions in the region continue to build. Get ready, people. This is why we must keep our Second Amendment. Just in case there is a Red Dawn, we can defend ourselves. You think 35,000 police officers are going to defend us? No, they're going to run home with their tails tucked between their legs and go home to mama and suck on her nipples. Oh, I get so frustrated. Listen, people, friends, family, thank you for joining me. Joining me every week, every Saturday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, only on MNN.org. God bless America. God save the Constitution. And if you have received this transmission, then you are the resistance. Good evening, my friends, my family, and even my enemies. Thank you for joining me once again. This is the Eli King Show. I am your host, Eli King, and this is alternative news media. We are the real media because we tell you stories like this. First of all, today we will be covering Building number 7 is the smoking gun of 9/11. Yes, indeed. If you do not know about building number 7, that is the third building that fell on 9/11. 2 planes, 3 buildings. You do the math. So today actually I'm going to be showing you 23 angles of that building falling while I commentate over the show and take some phone calls at the same time. So with that, we'll get started shortly on that video, and we'll do the show like we always do, because this is real media, people. Everyone knows 9/11 was an inside job. Now let's look at these buildings fall in such a ridiculous, this building fall in a ridiculous way. See, here we see small fires. And even, I believe it was the BBC announced that the building collapsed. Appreciate the call. All right, that was definitely him again. Sir, do you see building number 7? That's the question you should be answering. What's going on with building number 7? Why does it collapse at free fall speed in 6.6 seconds in its own footprint? And a plane didn't even hit the damn building. Now, buildings, World Trade Centers 3, 4, 5, and 6 did not collapse. They were damaged and burned, but they did not collapse. And building number 7 was further away from these other buildings. Okay? So, I don't know. Let's take another phone call. Hopefully this is a serious caller. Caller, I think about 30 minutes before the building collapsed, and here the guys are coming back. They're saying, get back, get back. This building's coming down, and there's an actual countdown out there that were given to the cops. Yeah. Here you get the devastation and the destruction of 9/11. If you believe 19 hijackers with box cutters were able to hijack 4 planes and fly them into our buildings, including the Pentagon. I got a moon on the bridge I want to sell you. You can give me a call at 212-245-7273. And here we have a caller already. Alrighty then. Caller, would you like to buy that moon on the bridge?
Sorry, can I just want to say something.
Yeah, you're live, sir. You're on the air. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, I was thinking about changing the curtains in my living room, but I wasn't really sure about which color to go for.
Oh, that is wonderful. Is my wonderful jokester. It won't be funny when Chinese troops are invading. It won't be funny when Al-Qaeda and ISIS attacks and they take away your liberties and your rights. I appreciate the call. As you see here, you can see the devastation. I believe that was Noam Chomsky, whatever that guy's name is. Yes, he's worried about his interior decorating instead of the truth of 9/11. And yeah, maybe that's him again on the phone. We have another call. Caller, you are live.
I did find red.
Oh, I